Yeah, but you got this. You got this.
Yeah, here we go.
You're a boss lady.
And I'm with Johannah Newmarch.
Hello.
Thank you so much for being here.
My pleasure.
We're so excited for season 6.
Can you believe it?
You've been here since the beginning.
I have. It's been half my life because I'm only 18.
You don't look a day older.
Right? I know, right? Good face cream. Stayed out of the sun. No, but I was actually thinking about that the other day. 6 years is a good chunk of time. Loretta and I have been through so much. So when I started the show, my daughter was 14. She's now 20. She's in third year university. Loretta had a baby who is now 2, 3. Like, we've done a lot of living on this show. It's just a lot.
And you've been here since the beginning, and it's always fun to watch Team Flomo.
Right, I know.
And your fun relationships.
It's so much
there.
fun, and we've got the best fans. I don't know what I did in a past life to deserve those ladies, but they are worth their weight in gold. They are absolute shining gems of human beings, and I cannot stop gushing about everything you do for us. So, thank you.
Yes. And amazing ladies, just in front of the camera, behind the camera, especially in this industry and the whole Me Too movement that's going on right now. So to be on a show like One Calls the Heart with such female empowerment, what does that mean to you?
Well, I just think it's a really positive message for women. And it's interesting because, I think sometimes, there's maybe this notion that back in that day that, there's some truth to it, that women did not have the emancipation that they have now, but you've got to remember that those were tough times. The frontier, people had to just get her done. So women were incredibly strong and incredibly resourceful and incredibly independent, and that show, and our show shows that. And as you say, it's incredibly female-centric and female-empowered, and the mayor and the extraordinary school teacher that are the center of the whole, the hub of the whole show. Yeah, it is very much about female empowerment, and yet they do it in a way that they're never beating anybody over the head with it. Right. It's just what it is. And I love that it almost, I shouldn't say it never gets questioned, because Abigail's definitely had to sort of stand her ground against some of the sort of more power hungry men, but she always does it with such such a wonderful grace, yeah, and subtlety that I do not have in my actual life, so bravo her. But yeah, you're right, it is actually a very timely thing for that movement. And I'm very proud as a woman to be on a show that has a positive message, yeah.
As you should be. Now, I actually recently rewatched the 3rd episode of season 1 with the whole Rosaline, and I still lost it like it was the first time I watched that episode.
Thank you so much. That means a lot to me. It's
amazing really story, amazing character.
Thank you so much. And and Mamie did such a beautiful job. And what an amazing little actress. I mean, there was no acting required from me. I just had to look into those eyes and the beautiful little face with that gorgeous hair, and I was just like, wow. Yeah, she's a doll, and she's grown up into a beautiful young woman. Her parents have done an extraordinary job raising her, and she's just a fantastic little actress. Yeah, I really miss her.
Yeah. All the kids on the show are
I know. I'm
so talented.
Okay, so I just got schooled in acting by an 8-year-old. Good. Yeah, good to know.
Right. Will we see any big storylines for Molly this season?
Molly is support staff. And that's cool. It's all good. She's just the one who kind of just, like Ben, she's plays many different roles. She's moral support, she's a babysitter, she's just a good friend. So it's kind of actually fun because she's never, she's always, she's always got a good heart. That's Molly's character, which is lovely. And she keeps Florence in check, because Florence is a little rangy sometimes.
Keep each other in check.
Yeah, God love her. Exactly, we do. But yeah, no. So she supports staff. And it's a big cast, and there's only an hour. So there's never enough minutes to go around. But but I love what I do there, and obviously it would be great to see more storylines develop. But hey, we will have more seasons.
Right.
Yeah.
And you have and you're not just support, but you also have a lot of comedic moments.
Thank you. We do, right?
And just the show,
right? And it's so much fun. I would love
Levity.
Levity. We need that, right?
Yes.
We're the comic relief sometimes, which is great. And Florence and I play off, so it's like there's no acting required. We just have that natural banter together, and and Loretta does such a delightful job as Florence. She just needs to do that little sort of look, and it like part of actually the hardest thing about the show is not cracking up in the middle of the scene when I'm watching Loretta be like, well, it was quite offensive. Do you know what I mean? And I'm just sitting there going,
yeah. Keep it together, keep it together.
No, you're not laughing. You're not. It's not funny. It's not funny.
Professional
exactly.
actor.
Game face.
Right. And it's always fun to watch you two, and just watching your character since season 1 to now, 6 seasons in. What does that mean to you?
Well, it's the longest run I've ever had on a show. So as an actor, that's really meaningful. I mean, it's, in an unstable job, having consistent work is fantastic. So just from a practical, life point of view, I was very grateful for that. But also, it's the longest I've ever had to develop a character and to just be a particular character. And needless to say, I adore Molly, and she feels very close to my heart. And just a chance to work with, as you can see, the cast is absolutely delightful. They're beautiful human beings and wonderful people to collaborate with. So it is so much. Every time I'm driving down the number 1 highway headed to Jamestown, sometimes they're early calls and you're kind of bleary-eyed. I always have to stop and go, you're going to get to drive to this beautiful set, to wear extraordinary clothes, to tell a beautiful story that matters to millions of people, and get to hang out with these fabulous human beings. So I always pinch myself and go, this is really great.
Yeah. And that's a great mentality to have good perspective. It's
I 100% do.
Working.
Yes, exactly.
But you love what you do.
I absolutely do, and I'm so profoundly grateful. I know so many people just go punch the clock, and that's why it's one of the reasons we do what we do. Not all actors are fortunate enough to work as much as they want, and so whenever you're a solidly working actor, you have to be eternally grateful because the stats are against you, and at any given point, whatever 1% of actors are working. So whenever you're working, you should just be really, really grateful.
Grateful for the opportunity.
Absolutely.
Especially this one.
Absolutely.
And, if you're ever in Los Angeles, we would love to have you on an AfterBuzz TV after show.
Oh, can I please?
Absolutely.
Hello, next week I'll be there. I'm just going to go to Expedia and book my flight.
That's okay.
Great.
Yeah,
done.
We're there. We're there. We're always there for When Calls the Heart.
Fantastic.
And you.
Love it.
And everybody.
Love it.
So before we leave, what would you like to say to the Hearties?
Well, I said this to every single table I went to. As I said, when I first kind of caught wind of the Hearties, early on, I was like, Hearties? What is that? And who are those people? And there was a part of me that was like, what's the catch? And then when I realized that this community was exactly as they seemed to be, there was no catch. It wasn't better than it seemed. It was what it seemed. This extraordinary community full of loving, kind, generous, supportive, enthusiastic people. My heart just grew 3 sizes bigger, and as an actor, I expressed to you all that it's a challenging job. There's lots of ups and downs and all arounds, and a lot of rejection and a lot of instability. And I have said many times that on my darker days, I go onto Twitter and I just I read these extraordinary messages of love and support and positivity, and I'm gonna get. And it just makes such a difference, and I just can't thank you enough. You've kept me going in ways that you will never know. Yeah, lots of love.
Thank you, Hearties.
Love you.
Thank you so much.
No, I'm like a crying girl.
Anyway, I love